Well, let's take this off a little bit. Good morning again, and another very beautiful morning. A very bright one, not as cold as yesterday, but once again, we're back to London. It's been a very beautiful week so far, and the week is running, telling you that January is also moving as fast as possible. So it is very important that whatever your dream, your plan, January is actually moving as quickly as possible. You must continue to decide on your fate, what you want to do in life, waiting for individual, waiting for someone to give you the direction. Action is always something you should put in place. A lot of us, as we were entering the 2018, we were also trying to have a lot of New Year resolution. There's nothing like New Year resolution if you're not putting what you plan to do in action. I've seen a lot of WhatsApp group, and what I have been doing myself, with a lot of groups is I've been taking myself out because I realized that for a whole year, what we were only doing was just posting and posting and posting. Nothing really coming out of most of these WhatsApp group, and I've decided, it is my own option. It is my own whether to be in a particular group that is not moving forward. You could be in a particular group for a whole year and you realize that you've not really achieved anything out of that group apart from a lot of messages coming into your mobile phone, and also maybe sometimes disturbing other important messages, that you're also expecting. So are you also in that particular situation where you're in a lot of WhatsApp group, but nothing is actually taking place? 2019 is only 401 days away. That tells you that election is already coming into the country. There's going to be a lot of activities. INEC has already released the list of how election will be taking place in Nigeria. And, Nigeria is one country that we cannot move to one side. Are you been following the development of things in the country? I mean, I just came back after 76 days, and I saw quite a lot of things that have been done that is very good. We got to also have to say that. But there's also so much that is needed, in this particular 2018, to move that country forward. As you will notice, right behind me is what we call the Edmonton Grain train station. If you get on that train, it will give you 23 minutes to get to Liverpool Street. That tells you, for those people living in this side of the community, Edmonton, you might want to say, is an average people that are living there. So that means people that works in the city will get on that particular train. I'm sure you could see it right behind me there, where you could get into the city and get into your workplace. Why is it so difficult that we can't have that kind of system where somebody living in Songwater can get into Lagos Island as quickly as possible? But what we're all waiting for is everybody's waiting for miracle. Miracle is not going to move Africa forward. Action plan is what is going to move Africa forward. And every one of us has a responsibility, to put in those things in place. Whether you are an IT, whether you are into agriculture, whether you are into medicine, whatever your sector is, it is high time that we participate, in what is going on in Nigeria and other part of African country. You might decide, well, it's got nothing to do with me, but the pressure is going to come back on you. And that is the reason why, we've been trying to show you so many things while we were on ground in Nigeria. And right behind me is the Edmonton bus garage. Well, I saw TBS. TBS is the same standard, with Edmonton bus garage. And we know the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, is also trying to put in a lot of infrastructure, which is already ongoing. I did show you the Ikeja bus terminal. There's a lot of all these bus terminal that is already work ongoing. And we hope they will release a lot of all these new buses, because you realize that most of these downfall that are piling on the road are not fully checked. And that is why most of them breaks down. That is why most of them also create a lot of havoc along the line. Responsibility is for the driver to make sure that the car is taken out in the morning to pick up the passenger is well, in the right condition. But also the responsibility also lies on the government to make sure that if you're taking a particular car out and to take passengers, your responsibility is to make sure that the passengers going on those buses are well secured. I'm sure a lot of you would say, well, we have a different ways of running things, but life is very important. As life is important in the United Kingdom, life should also be important in Nigeria. I traveled in almost all the transport system in the country, so I know what I'm talking about, and I saw it, in face hand. And until we put in a robust transport system, we need this transport system to really revive the economy. If somebody wants to travel from here to Enugu, from Lagos to Enugu, we should have, this good infrastructure to move things forward. Like I said, I was just showing you the Edmonton train station there. If I get on that train now, 23 minutes, I will be in Liverpool Street. But if I decide I don't have enough money on me to go on that train, then that means I will go on the bus, which will cost me one journey on one bus all the way from here. This is a 149 that is going also to Liverpool Street. And that's going to cost me £1.50 until we put in a very strong, infrastructure. We need that in the country, and we need everyone to come together and make this happen. Like I said, I've decided to come off some of the WhatsApp group because I realized that we are either not doing anything, to help ourselves in this country, or also helping ourselves outside the country. And that is one of the reasons why, I've decided to start coming off some of this WhatsApp group and decide again to go into some new WhatsApp group and see if something will happen. There's a lot of opportunity in the country, and until we all put all these opportunity together, we can move things forward. Healthcare is very important in Nigeria. A lot of people are dying daily because, not everybody have enough money to go to the hospital. And that is the reason why, we need to put in all our experts. 38,000 doctors have left the country, and now, that is the update that is coming from Nigeria this morning. 38,000 doctors, already left the country. This is so sad that a lot of people are leaving because of the condition, the security. You got to bear with me. I'm trying to hold the phone properly. There's just a lot of things that, we can put together to make the country great. But what we need to do is, as you can see, people are already on their way out there as well. People will go on the train. The bus is very full as well. I've done my own school run as well this morning. But what do we need? We need everybody, to get things ready, because 2019, then after the election, we all start complaining. It is high time that everybody participate. There was a particular video I was watching yesterday, and there's so much videos now that is out there. But my own take is, after 76 days in Nigeria, I realized that, people are ready to do good things, but we must also push. If we're not pushing, we're not going to get the result that we want. And as we know, it's almost 400 days away to another election. And if we all decide, well, it's got nothing to do with me, then we're going to have different set of people coming back again, and things will not be done the way we want it. It is high time that we all try to do something, for this country if we really want to make it great. I will give you a little bit of the newspaper update coming from London this morning. This is a free paper. You get this every morning, and that at least gives you a head start of what is happening in the country as well. As you can see there, and that is the headline, and also that is for the sport as well. The update for the country, I've already posted that in the morning. So for those of you that might want to read the update coming from Nigeria this morning, you can go on my wall and you'll be able to read that. But my take this morning is, until we have a very strong transportation system which can move a lot of people. If I'm going home sometimes in the night and I have to go through Sele bus stop, going to Ilewe, a lot of you know that area, for those of you that live in Nigeria and stay in Lagos. the traffic is just something unbelievable until, we put in a kind of system. The road has to be up to date. If the road is not good, you can see, we have the material, we have, the natural resources to bring our road up to the same standard like what we are seeing here. But the problem is we are still waiting for miracles. Miracles is not going to solve these problems. Prayer is a different thing to action plan. It's like me telling some of this going to work now. Let's concentrate on prayer and let's just, pray so that the train station works. The train station is not going to be working in this morning if those that are meant to be doing the night shift have not put it in place. That is what we are saying. But what we are doing is we are doing the reverse. We are praying that when I get to that train station, things should be done properly. It's not going to happen. We have those that have done the night shift and they have been paid as well. Until we put a lot of these things in place, we will have a very strong economy in Nigeria. Nigeria is moving very fast. For those of you that have not been home for a very long time, I can tell you that there's huge opportunity there, but there's also a lot of problems. These are problems that can be sorted out if everybody is doing the right thing. We're waking up every day with ritual killing. You've just heard the story about the Don Will, whatever that guy is called. There's just a lot of still ritual killing. And the reason why all this is taking place is because of poverty. Poverty is going to push a lot of people to something that they don't want to do. If you have the industry working, the textile industry, the agriculture industry, if we have a lot of industries that have now died, in north, in the south, in the east, if we can revive some of this industry back, the night post, our night post should be employing millions of people. I'm sure in the next few minutes now I'm going to start seeing, some postman moving letters, and people will be expecting these letters this morning. Until we put our industry back up and running, we will still have millions of our youth unemployed. The millions of youth that are unemployed, they want to live as well. They have their own family as well. I've just been also following the news about this jam. I think it's about 13,000 naira now, to save for a jam. How do you expect somebody that is earning 18,000 naira a month and has not been paid as well, to be able to have, their children sent to do the jam after the SS3? These are things that we need to really put together. Education is very important, and until we work together, there's just a lot of things that is not right. I mean, I've not heard from this science minister for a very long time. Somebody was asking whether I think it's high time the government just shake, the cabinet. If it's done outside the country, we know Theresa May have just brought in some new people to move his cabinet, the country forward by whether we agree with what they've done or not. But at least she has decided, let's just change the cabinet. Why is it difficult that we cannot change the cabinet as well? The federal government, the president now should also be thinking of that as well. Change the cabinet, bring in more people, at least within now and the next 400 days that the election will be coming in. Maybe they can turn things around. While I was in Nigeria, I noticed, pickpocket of roads that are not fixed. And you wonder, people are saying there's no job. Why is the government not putting a lot of people out there and fix some of these potholes and pay them as well? You go on the bridge as well, you see somebody that is disabled cleaning that bridge as well. There's just a lot of opportunity, to turn things around. But if we are not doing the right thing, we will have more ritual killing, we will have more kidnap, we will have more armed robbers, and that's why people will say, I don't want to be in Nigeria for more than 10 days because of security. When there's a lot of opportunity, by end of 2018, which we are already now, there's going to be 10 different car rallies in Nigeria. That tells you that, we can bring in a lot of opportunity. I was watching one program yesterday at home, and they were, showing a car, festival. We can do the same thing as well. But until we put the security in place, the herdsman killing, why is it difficult that we cannot sort out this problem? You've never heard of if a herdsman or a farmer that has a cow in Scotland killing the citizen just because he wants to have the cow, well taken care of. These are what we are talking about, and I'm sure as we are going into the 2018 is already started. Campaign, I know, is already on its way, but also we need everybody, to be part of it as well. One of my next project is I want to move around the 36 states of the country. I can't do that alone. I've set up a GoFundMe page. Put in your own little bit might there so that we can bring you some of the best places in the country. We're not going to wait for other media to come and tell us, what the country looks like, because what they've been giving us is they've been giving a lot of people false hope. And we want to change that by bringing to you the best of the country. And I'm ready to work very hard, come this 2018. I hope to be back in Nigeria very soon as well. But for the time being, I'm still relaxing. And I hope, and also engaging with a lot of community leaders here in the United Kingdom. We will also be having a lot of meetings to see what more can we do. I've been doing my own little bit. You do your own little bit, and the world will be a better place. I can only do it from the media. Then I want somebody else to take it from the next level. And then we can start plugging these holes together. But if we are waiting for this prayer to change the country, well, you keep hearing 21 days prayer. Why are we not doing 21 days non-stop of walking? Every time is prayer, 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 prayer. That's most of the things I had while I was in the country. I'm not saying it's not a good thing, but you cannot tell an engineer that is going to be fixing that train station that prayer is going to make it work in the morning. That is not going to happen. And that is the reason why, prayer has its own time, and also action of work has its own time as well. And that is the reason why, I've been trying as much as possible to bring you, and I need to start working on that because it's a little bit getting cold for me now. I'm still trying to stay indoor as much as possible, but also I'm also trying to show you some other things that is available that maybe that might just change somebody's mind as well. Let me move the camera a little bit. And as you can see there, that is the bus station. All the buses are there. They have their timing. They know what time, the bus is going to move, whether you're going to the city or you're going within the area. Everything has planning and timing. Until we do the same thing in Nigeria, we will not be where we want to be. There's a big opportunity in the country. There's a lot of opportunity, but we need, the right-minded people. There's nothing difficult in what you are watching in front of you now. There's nothing difficult in everything that you're seeing now, but we need everybody to come together. If you look right down there, you see that lady there moving the trolley. She's on her way going to work. She's a post woman trying to make sure that somebody, before they leave the house, receive that important medical letter that they are waiting for. 9 posts should be moving a lot of jobs in the country. But until we all do the right thing, we will continue to complain, and everybody cannot start complaining. Some of us must come out there and do the right thing as well. And that is the only reason why, I have been able to be telling you from my own little experience, from my own little, what I know while I was in Nigeria. I was, a lot of people keep saying, well, it looks like you were having a good time. Yes, I was having a good time, but inside me I was crying because a lot of things were not just right. And that's the reason why, while I was at home, I was trying to bring you up to date, with what I was doing, with the food, with the areas as well. But I'm sure we can do the same thing, in United Kingdom here, in Nigeria. As we are all waiting for things to happen, we must also plan ahead. Everybody must plan ahead. 2018 is already in, and we need to start thinking of, how can we move things forward? We cannot sit down behind the social media and complain without also putting action plan. We must also put a lot of action plan now so that we can get the result. If you have people you can also help, do your own little bit and support them. But we must come together. We are so many of us. I think we are about 2 million of us that are living outside the country in the United Kingdom. And there's millions of us also living in other part of, in Canada, in America. But the most important thing is everyone must come together and make things happen, in Nigeria. Nigeria is still going to be our home, whether we live outside the country, whether we are in Canada, whether we are in America. everybody have a take to make it happen. I am doing my own little bit. You do yours as well, and I'm sure it will be a better place, come very soon. 24 hours electricity is very important. Infrastructure, road network, the train, healthcare is very, very important. A lot of people are dying because they cannot afford the healthcare. It's very expensive. It's not free. So if you're ill in Nigeria, only God will save you. And, yes, a lot of people will say, don't take the local herbs. But if people cannot even afford, the hospital bills that is so huge, even just doing a blood check alone, it takes a lot of money out of you. And not everybody have that income because, not enough is coming in for them as well. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki, bringing you live updates again from United Kingdom. And I hope as you're watching as well, you'll also be helping at the GoFundMe that I've already set up to make sure that before the end of 2018, we'll be moving to different states in Nigeria, showing you, what can be done in each of the states, what opportunity is there. And I hope, we can bring that to you while we are going to be in Nigeria very soon again. I should be going back in a couple of months as well. But for the time being, all the way from United Kingdom, it's good morning. And wherever you are as well, make sure you do your own little bit and the world will be a better place. Odaro, not Odaro, Ekaro, Mofiso. Thank you very much for everyone that have logged in. Thank you, my brother all the way from Canada, and those that have been watching as well. And those that have been following us, continue to share the video. Thank you very much for joining Kule Odua. There's a lot that we can do together. I've been following you as well while I was in Nigeria. You've always been saying the truth. Sometimes saying the truth is not what a lot of people want to hear. It's very difficult whether you support a particular political party. What we are saying is humanity should come first. The citizen of each country, should be put in hand, and that is what we are saying. Let everybody put in their own little bit, and the world will be a better place. Thank you very much. I'm good. We'll come back to you hopefully maybe tomorrow again. But for the time being, I have to get inside and get warm.